We spent a lot of time talking about all of the essential components of a good ACT-style essay. In this episode, we're going to take a look at some sample essays that were written by actual students in response to an ACT-style prompt. Furthermore, they were graded by actual teachers and evaluated on the ACT rubric. So just a reminder, the rubric is going to consider 7 indicators for the ACT, and they are understanding of task, position, complexity, development, organization, sentence and word choice, and grammar. So let's take a look at those essays and see how they measure up on the scale. Let's take a look at sample essay number 1. Go to the bonus materials and download it. It scored an 11, which means one teacher gave it a 5 and one teacher gave it the maximum possible points, which was a 6. I'm going to read through the first paragraph with you, but it'll be essential for you to have it printed out in front of you. All right, so it starts, the perennial problem facing schools in the country today is dropout rates. This stubborn blight has refused to go away despite a variety of methods enacted by schools to get rid of it. In a certain school, 2 of these methods have been proposed, either offering free tutoring or offering a wider variety of classes. Although the idea of free tutoring sounds attractive, the solution lies in offering a wider variety of classes, which ultimately encourages students to stay in school. This essay goes on to give ample supportive details about why it's important to give a wider variety of classes, and furthermore really hammers home a strong counter-argument that shows why free tutoring just won't work. Let's take a look at how it measures up to some of the key indicators that we've discussed earlier. We're going to lump some of those indicators together just for ease's sake because they really go hand in hand. So let's talk about how it did with task and position. This essay did a really solid job of setting up the task, showing an understanding of it, and then taking a strong position. Very clearly, the essay states, the solution lies in offering a wider variety of classes, which ultimately encourages students to stay in school. They're not straddling the fence. They tell you what it is they're going to prove, that they should go with offering a wider variety of classes, and gives the reason. The reason behind this is that it ultimately encourages students to stay in school. All right, let's take a look at complexity and development. So here is where the readers are really looking for you to show a global view, that you've considered all different viewpoints and then supported it with specific examples. So we're going to take a look at 3 spots in this essay where this writer really does a great job. The first place the writer stops is the biggest reason behind students dropping out of school is not inability, but apathy. What may not brighten those paths is free tutoring. This method relies on the erroneous belief that bad grades lead to dropping out. So the reason I pulled this out as a really great example is that this writer presents a really interesting premise. Instead of just saying, well, you should have a wider variety of classes because it provides motivation, this writer kind of goes out on a limb and says, well, let me correct the prompt actually. Instead of saying that the problem is schools dropping out because of inability, which is what's suggested, I'm going to go out there and say it's actually apathy. So it suggests an interesting premise, which really is great complexity there. Another great thing that this essay does is, although the idea of free tutoring sounds attractive, offering a wider variety of classes to attract students of every stripe is thus the preferred method. So here we have that counter-argument. So it introduces this idea, although the idea of free tutoring sounds attractive, but then it goes ahead and dismisses it, like we said in the counter-argument episode is the way to create that strong counter-argument. Finally, the essay says, the encouragement derived from an interesting class often spills into other classes as well. When a student is interested in a class, he is encouraged to work harder. Here we have an example.